This will be a very serious topic because I saw way too many young men like you overlook the importance of family. In this modern world, you heard a lot of "you go king, YOLO." You don't need to depend on anyone. And you saw countless of family divorces, or even their child wanting to moving out of their parents' house after in college or university. But the truth is, we all know that they can't admit they had an argument with them a while ago, or they just genuinely have a bad relationship with them. In my cases, it really does hurt me seeing my relative family getting a divorce, while their child has to get dragged into it, choosing a side to live with, while the other side who get abandoned has to has to see their child getting taken away, while they have to move to another country. If you who now watching are around age 16 like I do, please do take some time to seriously think how you're gonna educate them and provide a loving relationship and family for them. Because you don't want to be that guy who got trauma and then will put this trauma onto his child in the future. It really hurts them, not only for you, and to them as well. I'm not an emotional guy, and sometimes I even get accused by my family that I'm too logical or too emotionless. But every time there's a misfortune news about families either divorce or passing away, it really does give me a heart-wrenching sense. I feel like my heart is getting ripped out of my soul. Can you now hear the raining sound? Maybe we'll add a bit of atmosphere to it. So this will be the most serious and the most unfiltered video I ever have in my channel. So long story short, my dad was born in Malaysia and my mom was born in Vietnam. They met at Vietnam and got married there, and soon after 2 or 3 years they had both me and my brother. But then the story after having us is the story I'm going to tell you about. You see, my father is a very busy man. He have to travel around the world working in different countries or different branches, and whenever he was gonna stay in one country, he's gonna stay up to 5 or even 6 years. So luckily, after we were born, we were able to live in Sabah, which for you who don't know is the east side of Malaysia, which now I'm living in west side. And I have a conversation with my mom for 2 hours or 3 hours straight, and she said that this was the second hardest time in her life. And during this period, my dad would come back home during the midnight, and except for this period, my mom had to single-handedly manage all the housework, the chores, manage all the house, all the problem, and she would have to carry the baby, which is my brother, and have to take notice of me since I was very naughty and always bouncing around the house. And every time during the midnight, as a baby, me and my brother would always cry, and my mom have to comfort her back to sleep every hour. Imagine a person have to get interrupted in his or her sleep every hour. I would personally think that the person will go crazy. So I can't even imagine how mentally strong my mother is during that period. In this video, not only for my mother, I'm gonna pay respect to every single mother out there. Thank you for sacrificing your hard work, your tears, all for your precious baby. So back to the topic. So after we were 3 or 4 years old, we moved back to the west side of Malaysia. So we live in Selangor, close to the capital city of Malaysia, which is Kuala Lumpur. So around that time, we moved in with my grandparents' family, and my mother said it's the hardest time in her life. During that period, she still had to single-handedly take care of both me and my brother while my father was out to work. And you might be wondering, why did my grandparents' family doesn't take care of us, helping my mother take care of us? The truth is, my grandparents' family actually have a stereotype that they thought that my mother was a gold digger, married my father just to get the money. But the truth is, my mom told me that when she married my father, he was broke. He was at the lowest point of his life, and when he had a decent career after that, my grandparents' family then accused her that this is the reason why he was broke. Could you imagine if your mother-in-law accused you for something like that? When you genuinely love a person, you married to them, but then get accused of being a gold digger. My mom was crying when she was telling me that. And their life soon continued to struggle. Can you imagine when your parents are having a deep conversation with you and they're telling you this story, tearing up in front of you, crying, a sight that you didn't saw before, how do you think I respond after I saw my most beloved mom cry in front of me? I really was clenching my fist. I was banging on the table, questioning her, why doesn't she or my dad taking action? Do you not understand why I told you to go hug your parents? Maybe you have an argument with them a while ago, or maybe you just doesn't like them for a certain reason, maybe because they are too strict to you or what. But did they truly ever tell you the 100% details of what happened during you are born, or what challenges they have to face? Raise you to a healthy, well-minded child. I can 100% confirm that the story my mom told me is just the tip of the iceberg, since I don't even want to imagine what worse can happen during that period. What I'm saying is, you are an ignorant fuck. For you who now watching, you don't even appreciate others. What make the matters worse is that it's your parents that you don't grateful for. Although I'm not a religious guy, do you understand why religion is so important in this world? Every religion in the world convey one thing: the importance of family, the importance of bonded relationship. Without it, it really breaks a person's soul. Not only mentally, but spiritually. Your parents doesn't want you to know their pain, or quite frankly, they don't want you to get hurt from it. Because trust me, after my mom told me what happened to her in her life, I changes how I view her forever. When I always mention about my purpose in this channel, all related to my parents. The thing I've done, the thing I've accomplished, all belongs to my parents, how they raised me, how they educate me. After we are having a conversation, since then, I've never once mentioned them with a sense of embarrassment. And before the night, I actually was writing the script here. I can't even hold back my tears. I was literally shaking while was typing the script. Having flashback of the night when my mom just broke down crying. Never once in my life saw be a state in like that, and then I was certainly doesn't want her to be in this state ever again. It doesn't matter if you relate to my story or not, because it's my fucking family. But I hope that after you hear what I'm gonna say, maybe in your mind you have some few scenarios where your family overcome trials and tribulation with love and patience. But they just doesn't tell you that. But in your mind, you saw a glimpse of that. If during this period you feel any sort of sourness or regret, good. Go downstairs now and go hug them without telling them why do you do that. And just appreciate everything they have done for you throughout the years without a single complaint or wanting anything back in life. I'm not going to do the outro anymore because I'm going quite tearing up. So take care.